In this lesson, we are going to learn all the basics about materials in Blender. And after I have introduced the material properties here and a few things about these materials, we will jump right to that project that we made in the last video and give materials to that project. So now, first of all, where you find material properties. How do you know what kind of material this object has? So you should come here to properties. You can find properties from here. Here is the material properties, but it is not always visible if you don't select the object. For example, if you select camera, it is not here because camera doesn't have materials. But if you select mesh objects, 3D models, you will have material properties here. And this is a default material where you automatically have, which you automatically have when you open Blender, and it's called just material. You can rename it by clicking here and say, for example, test or something, whatever you want. And this object currently has only one material, which means you can give only one property, one kind of color or property. But you can add more materials here. But first of all, before adding more materials, let's try to change the color here to blue. And there is nothing changed here because in order to work with materials, to see the effect of materials, we need to go to either material preview or rendered view. If you remember, we press Shift Z to look to go to wireframe view, Shift Z. This is a default view which is called solid, and it's this. Remember, we talked about this a little. And the next two are material preview and rendered view. So in rendered view, it's the final rendered view which calculates all the lights and everything. But we will usually work with in material view preview when we are working in material, when we are creating materials. So now you can see the blue color here. Now let's quickly talk more about these things. We can add more materials, plus add. Actually, with this plus we create a new slot, and inside the slot in this slot we can create new material here. And let's call it second. And let's go, if I change something from here, if I change it to, for example, nice red color, there is nothing changed here because this is taking over and applied to all the faces of this cube. And you can apply the materials, different materials, to different faces of the object. If you create the material first, it will be applied automatically to all the faces of this object. If you want to apply any other material to any other face, any face here, you can go to edit mode, go to face select mode, select the desired face, select the necessary material, and click assign in edit mode. You can do this in edit mode, remember, not in object mode, assign. And go out of object edit mode. Now you have this material applied here. If you change it, it will change automatically in material preview, this view. By the way, you can change the views by pressing Z, solid, wireframe, material preview, and rendered. Now, what else do we have here? In order to see the details, we need to select the material. And you learn how to add materials. You can remove materials from here. If you press this minus, you can remove the slot along with this material. But the removed materials will always be here in this list. And if there is a 0 next to the name, it means this material will get deleted after you have closed Blender. And if you want to keep that, you can bring this, you can create a new slot, you can apply that, and just click this shield icon, which means it will be protected. Even if you don't use it, it will have F, which means it has a fake user. So anyway, let's jump here, and here we only deal with three things in this video. So base color, just base color, metallic, how much metal this material is, and roughness, how much rough or smooth or shiny this material is. This is basically it. And let's go and change or give materials to our objects in the project that we made in the last lesson. Before I start to talk about materials, I'd like to show you one extra thing, which is getting rid of these faceted, boxy, or these kind of polygonal view. These should look smooth, right? For example, here this should be a nice smooth metal part, right? So let me show you how to do it. It's very simple, just one click solution. So just right click and shade smooth. That's it. Select this, right click, shade smooth. I should have showed this maybe earlier, but it's better than late. So let's select this. So here's the little rule. There are two options here. If you right click, you have shade smooth and you have shade smooth by angle. What do they mean? If your object has no sharp angles, it's just like these smooth pads. It's a shape like this, organic shape. You can just select shade smooth. But the object, if the object has a combination of smooth parts and sharp edges, like these smooth edges and sharp edges, if it has a combination of these two, you should select shade smooth by angle. So Blender will automatically detect the angle. For example, this is a wider angle, this is sharper angle, and it shows sharp. It shows the sharper angle sharp and wider angle smooth. So it's as simple as that. You can change the angle from here and see the result for yourself. Shade smooth this, and let's do everything like that. Shade smooth by angle for this, shade smooth by angle, and shade smooth. And also I will just select this, go to edit mode, select these edges, these four edges, these four edges, these four edges, these edges, and just go ahead and Control B with a few cuts. So turn the scroll wheel for more cuts, just check it with a reference. So that's fine, I think. And you will also shade smooth this by angle, which is much nicer looking computer now. You can also do it here, but I wouldn't recommend doing that in that kind of place. For example, you can select this edge and Control B to kind of make a sharper angle here. And you will redo this shade smooth by angle, but I basically wouldn't recommend that. I think I need to get rid of these sharp angles. Actually, you can come here to edge and clear sharp, just clear sharp, and go out of edit mode. And I think it's looking nice, but I created this polygon which doesn't have four sides. If you remember from the last video, you should generally avoid having faces which has more than four sides. So let's do that. Go out of edit mode, sharp smooth by angle. Let's get rid of these sharp edges. I'm probably going too deep now, and you should probably never bother doing this, but generally looks a bit nicer. So now we can start to talk about materials. So let's go. First of all, materials, let's get rid of this. Maybe let's go back to outliner. So let's select this table, for example, and apply that material. You can select that material to apply it and change the color to something like brown, right? Darker brown, reddish, darker brown, just like that. But you don't see it here. You don't see the effect because now we are in solid view. To see all of that, you can press one of them. For example, this is wireframe, this is solid, but the rest, the other two are, first is material view and the second is render view. So in render view, all the lights and everything is calculated, as you can see. In material view preview, now you see only the material effects, and by default you don't see any light interactions here. So, and you have this render, and we will talk about this in the next video, as I said. So now these two objects, as you can see, are using one material, and this is called this material, and you can rename this brown leather or something, right? And you can get rid of the material. You can unplug this material from here by pressing on this minus button, and we have removed the material from this table. And let's create this new material called maybe a white table, right? So, and it's just white, or let's make it a bit like milky color. I don't know, creamy color, right? I like this color now. And let's create a metal material. So let's create new material, call it metal parts or something. And here we can increase the metallic. You can see the color, base color, and metallic. And let's increase the metallic. And this looks more like a metal, right? But it's not very shiny, right? It's like, I don't know, frosted look it has. In order to have this a lot shinier, you should turn off this close to 0. 0.2, for example, is a nice number, or 0.12 is a very nice number for metal. So this is shiny metal. Now let's try to give a material to this. I don't know, maybe we will call it ceramic pot. So, and let's change the color to something like this, a bit darker. So, and let's create a new material to this cactus. And cactus is usually kind of, I don't know. And let's change these to metal, maybe some colorful, or maybe some, I don't know. Let's computer metal. And we will increase the metallic to 0.6 maybe, but usually it's better to have 100% metal if it is a metal. So, and bring this roughness down to 0.4, not extremely shiny like that, because it's not realistic. 0.4 maybe, or even 0.5 is fine. So, and you can change the color to something like bluish. And let's apply the same color to the computer itself. So it's computer metal, but the screen should be different, right? The screen must be, so let's go to edit mode, select this face, and press I. And as you can see, you have this nice, but this is not great because Apple computers have a kind of line here. So how do we do that? It's not great, but let's do something. Let's press I to have this, and let's select this edge and control select this edge, and Blender will select everything in between. And let's bring it up. Oh, sorry, turn this off. GZ. I told you it's not ideal because, as you can see, we have very stretched edges, faces, edges, and everything here, which is not great. But this is, I still don't like it. So let undo everything, and I will show you how to do it a bit better. Control R to cut an edge here. Control R. As you can see, Shift C, it cannot cut an edge all the way around, right? Because this is why I told you you should definitely avoid having faces with so many or more than 4 sides. This face, for example, now has a lot of sides. As you can see, I have selected 24 vertices and 24 edges. So this face has 24 sides, which is not ideal sides. So let's create an edge from here. I will show you how to fix that. We will not fix the edge number or side number. We will just create another edge here. So J. You can join different edges with J, J again, and now you have this edge loop all the way around. GZ to bring it here. I think this is a nice place. Shift Z. And now you can select this face and press I to create an inner, and you can select this edge, this vertex, and this vertex, and you can bevel that. If you press Ctrl B, nothing happens. Something happens, but this is not what you want. You should Control-Shift-B to create this beveled vertex. So this is a nice bevel now. Let's select these two vertices and these two vertices. Control-Shift-B rather, and create this. I think this is not too bad. And let's select this face and create a new material, assign it, new, black. So something like this. Assign, go to material preview, and you can see right here, and it's a bit better. It's a bit better, not the best thing, but it's a bit better than before. 0.2, but it's definitely better than having a lot of stretched face there. So it's again a bit modeling and fixing some models. You will do this in many situations. You fix your models, you delete something, you redo it again. Let's apply this. I forgot to shade smooth this. Metal parts. I like this metal look. I don't know. Maybe this is better. Maybe this is not the best thing. And the mouse. Let's apply the same material. Computer metal. Now we have given materials to our objects. Remember these things. You can go ahead and check out this video right here on this channel, which is called Learn Everything About Materials in Blender, so that you can learn a lot more than this about materials in Blender.